Boxing Talk 100. This your boy K Smooth, man, coming to you with another video, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, before we start this video, make sure y'all sub, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to your boy, you know what I'm saying? And no furthermore, we just gonna get right into it. Hey, Terrence Crawford. What's next for Terrence Crawford, man? You know, everybody, we don't got to get into it, much, to talk about Terrence Crawford because we know what he have achieved in his past, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to come from, 135, dominating, you know what I'm saying? And then, moving up to 140 and dominating in that class. And now, you know what I'm saying, being present at 147. Terrence Crawford holds the WBO title belt. I mean, when you talk about, Terrence Crawford, a possibility versus Earl Spence, will it happen? I mean, we just gotta just be able to, just sit back and just see. Because, we're gonna break it down. Like I said, Terrence Crawford holds the WBO title belt. At least he has a title, in that weight class. He is a champion. So, just being from, coming in the division and trying to make a name, he has done that. You have to give him all credit in the world, just, moving down from a smaller weight class and being at 147-pound division. The main thing with Earl Spence, it's like, he has the WBO and, he has the IBF championship belt and could, possibly, have the WBA title belt, which, Udonis Ugas is holding the belt. But it's like, when you think about Earl Spence, he came in as a solid 147-pound fighter. So he was already in the division. You see what I'm saying? He kind of took off, quicker than, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford just basically had to come in, like I said, at 147-pound division and, make a name for himself. Now you got to just break it down because you have, ex-champions, like Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. These guys are still, front runners up to be able to give a title shot. At least, you know what I'm saying? At least, especially Keith Thurman. His only loss was to Pacquiao. But I feel like he's deserving to be able to, be given a title shot. And so it could be Ugas, holding that WBA championship belt, or it could be Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with Terrence Crawford coming in, he had to be able to make his name, which he has done. And it's like, when you talk about the WBC title belt, Earl Spence is in the best position. You know what I'm saying? That's the belt that you want to be able to get. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's running from Crawford, but it's like the WBC title belt is like, it's like the glory of all the belts. He has the belts. So it's like, when you understand it, why would he be chasing Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford is trying to get the WBC title belt, which, Spencer's already has it. So he's not tripping about fighting, Terrence Crawford. Now, the only thing is Terrence Crawford, at least he has the WBO title belt, so he can still make this fight with Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? One of these guys going to have to unify and be able to be the champion, holding all the belts. So it's just like, with Terrence Crawford, I wouldn't say he's in a bad position. He just got to just keep doing what he has to be able to keep doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people going to say Earl Spence is, ducking Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford has a WBO title belt, you understand, at 147 pound division. So he has to be able to defend that belt. If not, he has to be able to vacate. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? If Terrence Crawford can't be able to, defend that WBO title belt, he has to be able to vacate, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to vacate because possibly he can move back down to 140, but why would he do that if he wants to be able to fight Earl Spence? The fight will be made. It just can't be made right now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Earl Spence, he feels like, I have to go back. Like I said, he took off before Terrence Crawford. And you know, Pacquiao is still in this division, so they're both chasing Pacquiao. You know, and Earl Spence, you know, from him being the shot caller, like I said, people don't want to hear, but he has majority of all the belts. He can be able to fight. You know, it was supposed to be Pacquiao. Pacquiao was supposed to be really in line to be able to fight Earl Spence for, you know, the WBC title belt. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao, why not take that fight? I don't understand. You don't want to go and take the fight with Earl Spence? Let's just hope that when Pacquiao makes his announcement that it is, you know what I'm saying, Earl Spence Jr. Let's get this shit back on track, man. The way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But like I go back to Terrence Crawford, he has the WBO title belt. He has to just be able to take care of business in the lower class of, you know, the being the champion, you know. Because like I said, Earl Spence, he's the main champion, has that main belt. And Terrence Crawford, if people don't understand, you know, he hates that about Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? Can you say that he's hating on Earl Spence? Basically, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows that right now Earl Spence Jr. is the man. You know what I'm saying? Being, like I said, being able to hold the WBO title belt, he already has it. So why would he be able to chase Terrence Crawford? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Y'all got to be able to know what y'all talking about. But Terrence Crawford is chasing Earl Spence. See what I'm saying? Y'all got to be able to understand that. Terrence Crawford is chasing Earl Spence. But the fight can't happen right now. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Terrence Crawford, you got to be able to handle business. You got to get Sean Porter out the way. If it's not Sean Porter, it's got to be Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, he deserves to be able to have a title shot, or at least a title shot at one of those belts. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know what I'm saying, with Earl Spence, he's in a good position because he beat the top fighters that Terrence Crawford basically haven't beat yet. You know what I'm saying? But at least, you know what I'm saying, he beat, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, a Kell Brook, and he beat, you know what I'm saying, a Sean Porter, and he beat Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? That's good for, you know, being on, you know what I'm saying, Earl Spence's resume. You cannot be mad at Earl Spence because the guys that I just named had the belt. They had the opportunity to be able to hold that WBC title belt, and they failed to do that. Let's just keep it real. Boxing Talk 100. These guys had an opportunity to hang on to that belt. But like I said, you know what I'm saying, being that Terrence Crawford has that WBO title belt, sooner or later he's gonna have to run into Earl Spence, because I'm pretty sure Earl Spence gonna have all them 3 belts if he makes that fight with Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? If Pacquiao can't get, you know, if he don't take that fight, then of course, you know, Earl Spence, he has the right to be able to fight whoever he wants, because truly that fight was supposed to be in line. We posted right now, if you don't understand, the boxing match supposed to be Earl Spence Jr. versus Pacquiao. It's plain and simple. Boxing Talk 100. So I only feel, you know, if we not going by the real actual boxing rules, standard rules, then Earl Spence Jr. should be able to fight whoever he wants. It's plain and simple. He should be able to fight whoever he wants. And how could y'all say that he's ducking? He has a WBC title belt already. He's accomplished that. He's not chasing Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is chasing him to be able to get that WBC title belt. But that would be anybody. If you had the WBC title belt, you'd be trying to hold on to that WBC title belt as well and make the best of available decision. You know what I'm saying? It's it's plain and simple, man. For the people who don't understand Boxing Talk 100, I'm trying to make y'all understand. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Terrence Crawford, what are you going to do? Either, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to defend that WBO title belt. And sooner or later, like I said, you'll get your chance. You just got to knock these dudes off on the low end. You know, call it what y'all want to call it, but I'm trying to tell y'all how this shit is supposed to be ran. Terrence Crawford, you know, you can be mad all you want to, but you gotta, you know, be able to take that route. You know, you're a good fighter, and I love the way you fight. You know what I'm saying, and I understand. You know what I'm saying. I understand. You know, it's frustrations, but you already know. You know That's the reason why you told Earl Spence when y'all seen him face to face. What was the main thing you told him? You looked at him and say, "You smart. You a smart man." But you gotta expect that. You looked right at Earl Spence and you told him you a smart man. It's not to fool anybody. It's just how it is. Earl Spence is in the best position. He's just in a better position than you are in. Plain and simple. But like I said, Keith Thurman, I feel like he really deserves at least a title. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he deserves a title shot. You know what I'm saying? If it's not for the WBC title belt, which Earl Spence holds it, then it has to be Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Or Ugas. You know what I'm saying? For the WBO or the WBA. I at least feel like, Keith Thurman is, he should be given a title shot to fight one of those dudes. Terrence Crawford or Ugas. You know what I'm saying? And not to put any disrespect on, Sean Porter. He don't put in a lot of work, but you know what I'm saying? It's a blueprint on how to beat you, homie. Like, you don't have a belt. You don't have any type of belt. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you're talking about in your boxing shit. I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're talking about in your boxing shit. But you don't have a belt. How can you be able to, you had your opportunities. You held the WBC title belt and you lost it. You know what I'm saying? To Earl Spence. You could have been in that position right there. You know what I'm saying? The position that Earl Spence is in. But, you've been getting your ass whooped. There's a blueprint on how to beat you, Sean Porter. No disrespect to you. A good, solid, good fighter. Has tremendous heart. You know what I'm saying? Has the, a grit. He has grit, but not enough to win at the championship level. You know what I'm saying? Not to put Sean Porter in the dirt or anything, but you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about him. But he does have another opportunity because just coming off from his last loss. He has an opportunity. So that's what I'm saying. He's at the top of the division at 147 pounds. He still needs to be given an opportunity as well, coming off his win. But we don't know who he fought. I don't know the last dude he fought. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to do no research on the dude, but it's a nobody dude that Sean Porter fought. But he got past him, but it looks good in the people's eye of boxing. You know what I'm saying? The Association of Boxing, it looks good for Sean Porter because you got to win. You can't lose because if you lose, then you're going to be, going at the bottom of the ladder, trying to climb back up. So Sean Porter is in a good position, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, is Ugas going to want to fight Sean Porter? I think Sean Porter already beat Ugas, but Ugas, he's in a good position. He has a belt. He's been grinded. You know what I'm saying? You got to give Ugas a lot of credit as well. You know what I'm saying? He has a family to feed. You got to be able to have your own name when it's all said and done. And he's in a good position. It just depends on the position Ugas, when is you going to want to fight Keith Thurman? You know what I'm saying? Or is you going to defend your belt against Porter, which don't make no sense? That's a scary fight. If you take that fight with Porter, I think Porter going to whip your ass and take your belt, regardless. Is you going to fight Keith Thurman? You got to remember, Keith Thurman came off a shoulder injury. Why not? I'm not trying to say that, like, it's like, Keith Thurman's downfall, but hey, you got to look at it in boxing. You know what I'm saying? That could be a huge mistake on Keith Thurman, being able to go against a champion that has a belt. You know what I'm saying? Either way, Keith Thurman, he, from here on out, the fights is going to get harder from here on out regardless. So, like I said, with Ugas, it just depends on who he want to be able to defend his belt against. Is it going to be Porter? Which I don't think so. It definitely can be, Keith Thurman. Because like I said, you have to be able to give him a title shot. He deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Out of anybody in the 147-pound division, he deserves it. Either it's against Earl Spence for the WBC title belt or the WBO or that WBA. You have to give Keith Thurman a title shot. Boxing Talk 100. But like I said, Sean Porter, man, I don't know what's next for him. Just try to get your money. Go fight, you know what I'm saying, some other type of fighters. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Sean Porter can compete at a championship level. He got lucky because, he beat Danny, but Danny was a paper champion to me. You see what happens now? He's just getting his ass towed up out the frame. You know what I'm saying? So he's an elite fighter. Like I said, if I got to grade Danny Garcia, he's like a C plus, B minus type of fighter. Now I couldn't even say he's a B minus type of fighter. I say he's like a C plus now. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter would be like a B minus type of fighter. And then you got to go to, you know what I'm saying, Terrence and Errol Spence as being A minus, A plus type of fighters. I give them the only two fighters in the A plus, you know what I'm saying, type of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Even though Ugas has a belt, I see him as being a B minus, B plus type of fighter because he holds a belt. When he get his ass whooped, he gonna drop down. You know what I'm saying? It's plain and simple. When he get his ass whooped, he gon' you know what I'm saying, drop down. Keith Thurman, he's a B plus type of fighter. I put him as a B plus type of fighter because at least, when he did have the WBC title belt, he had the majority of them belts. He was on top. He was the man before that shoulder injury. I would say he's a B plus, A minus type of fighter right now. I got to keep it real for Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? If he decides to fight Ugas, if Ugas is willing to defend that belt against Keith Thurman gonna whip his ass and take that belt. Now Keith Thurman, he's back in that money train, defending that belt. You know what I'm saying? Being able to defend that belt and at least, have a good paycheck behind it. So that's what Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying, he's looking forward to, being able to be on that money train again. But you got to give this guy a title shot. Plain and simple. Boxing Talk 100. You got to give him a title shot. And like I said, Errol Spence and, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like he's ducking anybody. Like I said, he's just in the best position out of all of them. He's the money man right now. He's enjoying the belts, man. Like I said, anybody can be in his position, you know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to understand it's business. You getting paid. He has two belts that he's getting paid from. He's in a good damn position. And you know what I'm saying? So other than Canelo, he's doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. is doing just fine. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, sooner or later, I think, it's going to come down between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, like I said, he just got to continue to do good on the lower end of, of the 147-pound division. You made your way, you know what I'm saying, but you got to keep fighting these dudes. At least you got to get Keith Thurman on your resume, or at least, Porter on your resume. You at least got to get Porter on your resume. Being the fact that Spence beat Porter, at least you got to get Porter on your resume. Because, y'all don't fought pretty much all the fighters. It's balanced. The only one that you ain't beat, Terrence Crawford, is Porter. You know what I'm saying? At least Errol Spence don't beat 3 top dudes. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him credit, man, when it's all said and done. You got to give him credit. He don't fall. He got a better resume. I mean, Terrence Crawford, he don't dominate it at 135-pound division, you know what I'm saying, on unified. He gave that shit to, you know what I'm saying, the youngsters now like Devin Haney and Tank and all them, Theo. And then eventually move up to 140 and dominate it. And he gave it to Mikey and all them, them suckers, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually moved up to 147-pound division. Now you got to continue to make a way for yourself. You can't just, be able to call out the shot caller. A guy that's been putting in, more work. You don't put in more work at a lower class division, but Spence been at 147-pound, a bigger 147-pounder. Let's just keep it real. And y'all can't get mad about the positions that, the individual boxers are in, such as Errol Spence being, the IBF title holder and the WBC title holder. You can't get mad at that position. Y'all can't say that he's ducking. You know, you got to be able to understand this business. There's a lot of more fighters that you got to be able to clean out the division. It's plain and simple. And like I said, one last time, you know, Terrence Crawford, he just got to be able to, you know, just dominate down there. There's two names that you got to be able to at least beat, either Keith Thurman or Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? But let's see if them fights happen. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear about no buddy shit. You and Sean Porter, and I know his dad Kenny and all that shit. Fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to see fights. We don't care about none of that shit. We don't care about none of that shit. Being friends and friendly and all that shit. Fuck all that shit, man. Fight. If you say you the best, then, you know, put your name on top as being number one. Plain and simple. But you can't get that fight with Errol Spence right now. It's just not happening right now, man. Continue to do your work at the bottom. Go and try to defeat, you know what I'm saying, Keith Thurman or Ugas or Sean Porter. Plain and simple. That's where you got to start off at. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know, either Ugas and Crawford, they could fight. You know what I'm saying? They could both put up their belts, you know what I'm saying? And then it'll eliminate for sure Porter and Ugas. And you know, and Keith Thurman, he would have to, you know what I'm saying, maybe have a possible fight with you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence. He might be the runner up to be able to get a chance with Errol Spence before, you know what I'm saying, Terrence Crawford do. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence, he's smart right now to just go ahead and get Ugas out the way. Grab his belt, and he'll really be good having 3 belts. He'll have 3 belts. At least he can have, you know what I'm saying, if he loses, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying that, you know, Spence is ducking or anything, but I'm just saying, what if he does loses the WBC title belt? You know what I'm saying? It just depends. It could happen. You know, it could happen. But is he ducking? Y'all comment at the bottom and let me know. Is he ducking? Me personally, I don't think he's ducking. I don't think he's ducking at all. Like I said, it's just business. You got to understand, I go back to the business. You know what I'm saying? Boxing right now is not going by the real actual rules in boxing. It's not being applied. You know what I'm saying? All that. We got to be able to understand. Mandatories, you know what I'm saying? If you got these belts, these belts supposed to be in line. If the fighter, you know, like Pacquiao being the #1 top contender, if he has an opportunity to be able to fight Errol Spence for the WBC title belt, why not? I don't understand. But you choose to go a different route. It's fucking up boxing. Y'all can't get mad at Errol Spence. Y'all cannot get mad at Errol Spence. Y'all can't get mad at him. You got to understand boxing. You got to know what's going on, because if you don't know what's going on, then you ain't going to understand it. You know? Yeah, man, shout out to all the other, you know what I'm saying, subscribers, you know what I'm saying, all the other boxing fans, you know what I'm saying, all around the world, you know what I'm saying, Dante's Boxing Nation, you know what I'm saying, and your boy, you know what I'm saying, barbershop conversations, you know what I'm saying, Fred.